Doubles and coffee. Sometimes your heart does know what you don't want to see. What you don't want to see with your eyes, because it will pain you in your spirit, in your soul, because you know who you are. When the UE South campus was being built by Kamla Prasad Bissasa's government, with Fazal Karim, Rudal Munilal, Jolene John, Tim Gopi Singh, everybody consulting and understanding the importance of spreading tertiary education opportunities across the country to make it fair, to make it balanced, to allow those who want to achieve the opportunity so to do. I would hear the reports in cabinet. I would hear about how magnificent it was. But I never went to look at that time. I was busy doing recreational grounds and making sure that the aquatic center, the cycling velodrome, the tennis center, indoor sporting arena, sport policy was being done. I made sure of that. So I didn't go and look. But then Rowley lied about Emailgate. The PNM mass media never asked him, but Keith Rowley, those things were not emails. What nonsense you carry in the parliament? What sort of lies? What sort of human being will do that? How could that pass as normal in this country? An election came and Kamla Prasad Bisessa lost by a oomph. Keith Rowley was Prime Minister. And for 10 long years we've suffered under an oppressive, tyrannical dictator who now the PNM is shattered because they didn't understand what Patrick Manning said. They didn't see hate. They didn't see vindictiveness. They didn't see a raging bull. And they allowed that clown to get to the top of the PNM. And the system is so rigged that once you become the leader of the PNM, you will become the Prime Minister. That's how it has been since 1956. Because of control of the EBC, control of the boundaries, control of the media, control of the organizations, control of everything. And Rowley became Prime Minister, and for 10 long years, Rowley was the Prime Minister who knew what was down there on the Debe campus. He knew how immaculate it was. He knew how the classrooms were set up, the lecture rooms. He knew how the court and the foyer and the food court and the area for students. He knew about the sporting opportunities for our children, some of whom may not have been able to go away, or their parents didn't want to send them away to study, to do their sport. They could have done it there down in South. To save all those children from the Southland, those brilliant children whose parents had sacrificed for them to be intelligent, to just stay close, to study, to save hours of study time in traffic, to not have to go quite up to the east, to the UE campus to study. And Keith Christopher Rowley left that Debe campus $600 million of pristine beauty. It was on time, it was on budget, it was on purpose, it was fit for purpose, it was immaculate, great design, great workmanship. And that vindictive, wicked, malicious human being called Keith Rowley with a heart of stone left it like that for 10 years. My problem is that Dr. Rudal Munilal is gifted with words. I didn't go on no tour to see it. I don't want to see it because my heart can't take that. I don't like funeral and I don't like wastage like that. But Dr. Munilal, I shouldn't have listened to his interview. You could see it in his face, his body language, and you could hear it from his vocabulary and his description. The pain, the disrespect of generations of Trinbagonians from the South, of ancestors, of people who had suffered and who needed that campus, who needed that for their children to have an opportunity to compete fairly. Dr. Munilal's description of what he saw at that Debe campus, if that didn't bring tears to your eyes, and if that didn't make you understand that PNM must never, ever see the halls of power again, then I don't know if you are a Trinbagonian. Because to listen to that description of the waste and then to add it on to all the schools, 50 or 60 schools that were left just like that, to be vandalized, to be damaged, for bush and the forest to take it over because of PNM's vindictiveness, wickedness. You know, a man tell me, Barnell, what you talking about? Because I was telling him the pain of what I heard from Dr. Muniland. You left the Brian Lara Stadium because it's PNM Stadium, and you just left it there because it's politics. That is what always do. I said, boss man, don't make yourself sound as dotish as you look right now. The Brian Lara Stadium, the project was conceptualized by PNM under Roger Boynes as Minister of Sport. It was budgeted at $850 million. It was supposed to be a cricket stadium, a training center, a hockey center with 4 AstroTurf, a swimming pool, 25 by 25 meter, hotel, gymnasium, classrooms. Everything was to be there. Football pitch, sports science center. It was to be an institute of sport at $850 million. It was, the cricket part of it was budgeted at $165 million. The cricket alone, without any components for training or academy, reached up to $1.3 billion, but it was 1.2 when I arrived as Minister of Sport. Just the cricket stadium. Over $1 billion, billion of cost overruns just for the cricket part. It had no pool, no AstroTurf, no hotel, no gym, no computer room, no conference center, nothing. So when I reached, I asked you, the cut, how much to finish that thing, that cricket stadium? And I was told 190 million. 190 million. Which would have put the total cost to where it is now, because PNM went and finished it $1.3 billion. So I had a simple decision to make. Do I go to the cabinet to fight for resources, $190 million to finish a cricket stadium, which was only for cricket, no training, nothing, for about 4 or 5 matches per year? Or do I go and argue in cabinet for $190 million to fix up recreational grounds across this country, to make sure that every child, every family could exercise, have an opportunity to take part in sport and so on? And I made a simple decision. I said that money will be better spent on everybody being able to play football, cricket, exercise, walking track, good drainage, nice grounds, little stadium, stands and so on, community games, sports, running, everything, in 89 communities. That was the decision. No vindictiveness, no politics about don't finish it because it's the PNM. Nothing. Only the PNM does that. They did it with the Debe campus. They did it with the Couva Children's Hospital. They did it with 50 to 60 schools that Tim Gopi Singh left there at 80-90% completion. That's the PNM way. The PNM is sick. The PNM is a blight. And that Debe campus just shows how heartless, and all of them sat down there. So Penny don't play you pristine. You sat there and you saw, you felt the decisions, and you were in the cabinet that left that Debe campus like that, that wasted that money, that left it there to rot. But Kamala is in charge now, and it will be fixed up. It will be renovated, and the children of the Southland Center and South will have an opportunity to go to school and compete without having to come up north, because everything is equal now, because every creed and race finds an equal place under Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Because when Kamala wins, everybody wins. When the UNC won, everybody won. Fire burn the PNM for now and forever. Let them splinter. Let them rebrand. They're talking about the election in June. They're rushing. They're breaching the constitution still. Crumble PNM. You deserve it. Karma is real. Bless. Stay safe. Roads wet. Cool all yourself.